if Andre Blatch was a free agent this year in the NBA in his prime, he'd be getting $100 million.
I just think it's the wrong move. If you want to chime in, 800-636-1067. I know Neil Greenberg's going to argue the other side of it.
I mean, JP
Neil Greenberg
argues
points out statistics like contested shots, that if you actually look at contested shots, Otto is an upper-tier player in terms of shots contested.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Otto is, in my opinion, he's a glue player. He's a good player. And I know what you've said yesterday, that you have to have a plan beyond. If you let Otto go, it can't just be, all right, Kelly Oubre is going to replace him. Well, I would hope that they do have a long-term vision that would include draft picks and free agents. Because if it's just, we're just going to roll out this team for the next several years, then you're the Atlanta Hawks. And if you're fine with being the Atlanta Hawks, okay. The Atlanta Hawks, as I said yesterday, have had one of the most successful runs of just making the playoffs. But that's it. They just make the playoffs. Don't you want more than that?
Of course I want more than that, but I'm a realist, and I realize that LeBron James isn't going anywhere. He's the hurdle in the East. I don't care what sort of moves the Wiz make over the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see them vaulting past the Cavaliers. But in the meantime, you know what? I like John Wall. I'd like him to stay around and sign a Supermax deal, and I think by keeping a guy like Otto, that sends a message to John Wall that we're going to do whatever we can to stay competitive and try to improve the team.
Or you send the message, hey, we're going to let this guy walk because he's not special. He's a fine player. We can bring in somebody similar. He's a dime a dozen in the league, in my opinion. They had somebody named Trevor Ariza in that position before.
You keep throwing out, well, we'll just bring in somebody similar. We'll bring in another guy with a similar skill set. Just tell me who that person is.
It might take a year. I don't know if they're available right now.
Your solution is, well, just coach up Kelly Oubre, and he'll be close to Otto. We don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, he's a fine defensive player. He shows some flashes from time to time.
You're forcing
he's not
me
Otto Porter yet.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I could go around the league. If you gave me every team in the league, there are so many players like Otto Porter. Chandler Parsons.
Look,
Trevor Ariza.
I'm not
These
saying
guys, they're a dime a dozen.
Okay, but hold on. Those guys aren't available.
Right.
Understood. I said you might have to wait a year. You might have to suck it up for a year.
So you're forcing me to argue something I really don't care about. But just as a basketball fan, Otto Porter Jr. makes your team better. If you can fill that spot this year with someone equal or better than him for the same price or less, then I'd say go for it. But there's
you might not be able to do it this year.
Okay, so that hurts you going forward.
Hurts you this year a little bit.
Oh, but there's no guarantee. Hold on. There's no guarantee you're going to get someone like Otto in year 2. You may not fill that spot.
JP maybe thinks there's Otto Porters everywhere.
And maybe Otto's 24. Otto's 24 years old.
Okay.
All right, you drafted him 3rd overall.
Right, you developed him.
You're certainly starting to.
Right. Drafting somebody 3rd overall is not as impressive as it was 20 years ago. The NBA draft, take a look at last year's NBA draft.
He was a top 3 pick. You're just wasting him if you just let him walk. And you're getting worse as a team. Where was Kelly Oubre drafted?
Like 15th or 16th, I want to say.
So you're going to replace Otto, who you drafted 3rd, with the guy you drafted 15th.
Who's not as good.
He's not as good.
Yeah.
I just think you are going backwards.
Here's a bulletin. He may never be as good as Otto Porter.
Maybe.
Might not be.
But you know how many guys are similar to Otto Porter? You could make an argument, okay, this guy's better than Otto Porter. This guy's worse than Otto Porter. But he's not a top 10 player at his position.
I think you're just getting caught up in the actual money.
JP's actually,
that's what it is.
Treating it like it's
you're
his
getting
money.
Caught up in the money.
It's not that. It's that if you have a long-term vision of this team, from what I understand,
can't he be part of it?
From what I understand of the salary cap and the NBA rules, they're going to be up against the cap. You can re-sign your own players, whatever, give them the max money, super max money. The monopoly money there is ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't go out and get the outside guys if you're up against the cap. And they need outside players.
They can get rid of some of these awful big men they have.
Well, the problem is they gave Mahimi a 4-year deal. Gortat's my point is they got
Gortat
hamstrung.
will be coming off the book soon.
They got hamstrung to an extent by signing guys like Mahimi to big contracts. And you couldn't make the money. You could make the same argument. It's not your money. Give them the money. It's fine. They get better with them. Who else are you going to get if you don't get Mahimi or if you get Gortat? I was not a proponent of signing Gortat. Now you're stuck to Gortat for what, another 2 years?
Okay, well, look, if you are
And he can't defend.
Ernie Grunfeld make those moves, right? Did he make those moves?
Yes, he did.
All right, so you're going to count on him to have some sort of a plan in
You would hope.
year 2 after letting Otto walk? It's not going to happen. Look, you're getting caught. If Otto was only due about $35 million or $40 million, would you want him back?
Yes.
If that was the
if he was economical, yes.
Right. Everyone's getting caught up in the money. I mean, that's what these guys are worth at this time.
Right.
There's another team willing to spend that.
That's what the market is bearing for these guys.
There are probably multiple teams willing to spend that.
I understand that. But I wouldn't want the organization to be hamstrung where they go out and make the necessary moves to be a championship contender.
But to get all the big, scary free agents they've got over the last decade, those guys don't come here anyway.
Let's be honest. They're not going to be a championship contender until LeBron retires. And certainly now with Boston acquiring Hayward, you're behind the 8 ball with them too. I think you just have to keep your core together, and you've got to resign the guy.